We're going to build the Suncast Stow-Away horizontal shed. It has a 10-year limited warranty. Here's all the dimensions. Here's our hardware, the hinges, the pneumatic shocks to keep it from slamming down. Then we have a bag of hardware. These metal pieces reinforce the frame so it doesn't warp. We placed our foundation on the ground. We have our left side panel, and it's labeled B, left panel. It has an arrow pointing up. You put the tongues in the grooves, and you slide it toward the back. Note that the trench on the left side panel needs to line up with the trench in the back. Now we're going to do the left back panel. See, it says left back. The arrow again is pointing up, and these tongues have to fit in those notches. We're doing the exact same thing with the right side panel. Push it back in the grooves. Again, you have to get the side panel pushed back far enough so that the groove lines up for the back panel. Now we're putting our back left panel on. Slide it down. Make sure your two back panels line up, and then we're going to use screws to keep these together. To connect the back pieces together, we're going to use these screws that have points. We have 5 of the CC screws, the pointed ones, and they go down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's indentions. Have someone hold the top together, and they're self-tapping. When you're screwing the screws in, stop right before you believe they're tight because you don't want to strip them. They're not load-bearing screws, they're just to keep the panels together. We're connecting the center hinge. Use the same CC screws that are self-tapping, so you don't want to strip them. So we're putting this L bracket on the back, and it's sort of centered in the trench. It's not all the way to the bottom. And we're doing the 4 screws in the middle. We're not doing the ones on the end. They're going to be reserved for the L bracket that connect the corners. Slide the black corner bracket, and we're going to put screws here. And now we're going to put the sidebar on and screw it into this side of the corner bracket. We're attaching the sidebar with 6 screws, and the holes didn't line up real good. Put a screw through the middle one first, and that'll help. Here's a quick close-up of what our corner looks like. This is the assembly for our shock. We have the shoulder bolt, a regular nut. We're just storing the one on the end there. It's going to be inside of our hinge. Here's our hinge, and so we have the skinny part of the piston on our shoulder bolt, a regular nut, and on the other side, the nut with the flange. This is going to be inside, facing the wall. The nut with the flange has to fit inside this octagon hole. Find these. On the top 2 bolts, we use the nuts that have the nylon in them. On the other side of the piston, put your shoulder bolt through, put a regular nut, and tighten the nut. And stick it through. It's like the center hole up. And then put on the nut with the flange. The flange goes toward the metal. So here's a close-up of our hinge. On top, there's 2 bolts with the lock nuts on the back. The bottom just has the 2 tap screws. And then on the other end, we have our shoulder bolt, a regular washer. On the other side, the nut with the flange. And remember, the nut with the flange on the bottom part is inside the hinge. Now we're moving on to the door. We put this insert in. We angle the bottom in first because it has tabs that have to go in first.
The spring has to be depressed for it to go in.
Very good. So you got to push that center spring in. This here is the bottom. We have it upside down. And see these little nubs that stick out? They go in first. You snap the rectangular frame on. And then you angle this in and push it up on the back. And you have to really push it down because there's like a little spring there. There's 2 hinges for each door. You just slide it on. The open part is facing the front of the door. Put the edge into the crease there and you like roll it around. Perfect. Screw in the long bolts. You see it coming through the other side. The other side's threaded so you don't need a nut. It's built in. We're affixing the big metal bar on the roof. And it's shaped like a W. It takes 10 screws, 5 on top and 5 on bottom. And make sure all the holes line up before you start screwing it on because we had to flip ours over. This is the front of the lid or the roof. And we have this metal bar here. The hook part goes over the plastic lip there. Something to note, make sure you slide this latch under the bar before you screw it in. So you just use 10 screws to connect it, and you just have to force them in there as there's no pilot holes. We're connecting the lock hasp. It's just an L-shaped piece of metal. You use a short bolt and one of those nuts on the back that has the flanges, and it sticks out the front. And tighten it. So we have our roof on. We put it on top of the shed, and then we went inside and had a flashlight and made sure everything lines up. So 2 screws go here in the center, and here's our side. And we put 6 screws into the bottom holes, and we put some extras on the top holes. And it's very important that you have someone help you to keep the lid down. As hard as you can get it, you want to minimize this gap here. And here's our final product. To open it, you lift here to open the lid, and it sort of glides pretty nice. And down here, you can probably use your foot, but you lift this, open the right door, and then you have to lift up slightly, open the left door. And the reverse, close the left door, you have to lift up slightly, close the right door, push this back down to lock the door, and then pull the top down. And it goes over here where you can put a lock in there if you wish. Just want to point out that this W-shaped bracket fits down here. So they have it all planned out so it's strong. So that's basically it. I hope this was helpful. Thank you.